The eyes are the lips of the windows of the house.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Callum.
And I'm Nick.
And this is That's
Eurovision, baby. Callum.
Baby.
Baby.
Yes.
We are back again.
Yeah. How nice is it to not have to film like an episode every single day whilst they release these songs? How nice is it to like have a couple of days?
I genuinely don't know if I've ever felt this kind of internal peace before, and it's just something that I'm really coming to terms with.
Yes.
And you know what else I'm coming to terms with, Callum?
Would it be semi-final 2 of Eurovision 2026?
Get out of my head.
No.
You witch.
I absolutely am. I've got the ESP.
He's got the ESP. He's got the ESPN.
I've got the RSVP.
Yeah, perfect. So, today, guys, we are coming to you hot off absolutely no presses whatsoever because we're probably running a little bit behind, but that's all right. With our predictions, our very factual, no compromise and no argument predictions for semi-final 2. We are, of course, infinitely knowledgeable and also the arbiters of all music taste.
Absolutely. So when you guys say that we don't have taste because we don't have the refined ear enough for certain songs, just know that means you're wrong, not us.
Exactly. But we're going to be going through all of the songs from semi-final 2, deciding who's in, who's out,
yes,
and who's in between.
We have the running order, which is going to be the order we speak about the countries in. That is a really important component about a country's qualifying. However, we've said it once, we'll say it again. If a song is good enough, it will qualify from any order. But we just like to talk about it. So, Nick, on your computer, you can't see computers, but we do have computers just here.
Because we are men of science and technology.
Nick has got the just some top level stats which we may refer to every now and then.
And a couple of little fun diva facts.
And I am controlling the interface. Now, what interface, I hear you ask? Well, if we just click our fingers, 1, 2... That was so badly timed.
That's okay. Maybe we shouldn't do one of those like back-to-back, can the girls like clap at the same time challenges?
1, 2... Wow, we are bad. The overlay has come up probably, guys. You can see up here, qualifying. Down here, not qualifying. In the middle,
The line.
Well, sort of in the lower third. And what we're going to do is if we think a country's going to qualify, we're going to drag you up to qualifying. Of course, if it's in the non-qualifying round, if it's in the non-qualifying category, it's going down. But if we are unsure, we are going to keep it firmly in this borderline state.
Yeah.
And I've got to tell you, Nick, semi-final 2, I thought semi-final 1 was pretty easy overall. There was 1 or 2 hard decisions, but I think it was pretty clear who was qualifying. I've got to say,
This one's a crapshoot.
This one is an absolute crapshoot. It is anyone's game.
But very importantly, Callum, before we get started, on this beautiful visual that you have made, you'll notice that the flags are there. At the moment, you can only see our first one, Bulgaria. We'll get there in a minute. But all of the other countries are hiding in behind. But importantly, they're all currently sitting in qualifying. So let's take this little moment to go, everyone qualified.
The best part of Eurovision preseason is when no country, like you don't actually... There's no verdict on anything yet. Everything just exists and it's like it's the Schrodinger's cat of like infinite possibility.
So for just this brief little moment in time, let's pretend that we all qualified. Now, Callum.
Yes.
Let's get to cutting.
Okay, let's start with the opener of semi-final 2. We have a returning country, Bulgaria, represented by Dara and her song Bangaranga.
We said it before, but we'll say it again. Welcome back, Bulgaria. It is so good to have you here.
And can I just say, qualifying or not, Bulgaria, thank God that Intelligent Music Project is not going to be the last thing you were known for.
That cannot be.
And I think that is, regardless of what you come out of this competition with, that is the biggest win of all. In fact, it's bigger than the winner this year, I would say.
I would agree. Intelligent music aside, let's move on to their entry for this year.
Yes.
How do we think she's gonna go? Actually, before we get into
ask me a question immediately.
I'm gonna cut you off after cutting you in. I will say, props to the organisers. This is a shit hot way to start the night.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say if you let me finish.
Oh,
so
sorry.
It's really interesting that, yes, I think that you've got to open up a Eurovision semi-final with high energy. I think you gotta get people excited. If you want to start on a mid-tempo or like real slow ballad, I think it worries people that, oh my God, is it Eurovision not going to be fun this year?
Yeah.
I think this song is going to perfectly capture the energy of 2026 and say, there's energy, there's dance, there's choreo,
Bangaranga.
and there's Bangaranga at the end of the day.
There sure is no shortage of Bangaranga.
But the song itself is super high energy, and I think we've got a pretty strong case for qualification. What do you think?
Like, looking at the fact that she has like several 100,000 followers on even Instagram, I think it's pretty safe to say that that's not just built up in Bulgaria. I reckon she's pretty well safe.
I think
like
Bulgaria.
Add into that the excitement of seeing them back after a few years away.
Yeah, people are going to
love that.
So Bulgaria, we're going to have you as the qualifying, as the first qualifier.
Congratulations, Bulgaria.
Yes. Nick, let's talk about a song we're confident about. Azerbaijan.
I am extremely confident about Azerbaijan, and I'm extremely confident that it is not qualifying. Azerbaijan has been on an absolute hot turd run.
Stinkers after stinkers.
Stinkers after stinkers since they got caught cheating with a bunch of other countries in 2022.
The 2022 controversy.
Yeah.
Notice what's happened post that.
Ever since then, been extremely downhill, except for my beloved Taral Taranks, robbed kings.
Nah. Look, I don't want to get too much into Azerbaijan. We didn't talk about them in our review for a reason, but I'll just say they are so uninspired at the moment. This 3 and non-qualification streak is going to become a 4-year one. At this point, what are you going to do?
Moldova took some time away because they weren't able to field a quality of entry for their national selection that they felt deserved to even be done for that, much less go to Eurovision. I would suggest that Azerbaijan needs to take some time to think whether that applies to them as well.
Yeah.
Go back to the drawing board. Go back to Ellen Nicky, the greatest Eurovision winner of all time. Moving on. Romania.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay.
Alexandra Căpitănescu.
Let's bring the spirits up, guys. Let's talk about it. I am obsessed with the fact that Romania, a country that has historically struggled a bit. They were really good in like when they first came into Eurovision, and then they dropped off quite badly. Into
notoriously been away for the last 2 years, and even outside of that, have a qualification rate of they've got a pretty decent one. They've qualified 6 out of the last 10 years. That they've competed.
Romania had a really good in the late 2000s, 2010.
Yeah,
really consistent, and then I think from like 2018 onwards, they just couldn't catch a qualification.
Yeah, but
I don't think we have to be concerned about that this year.
But
guys.
I'm not worried about them not qualifying this time around. Callum, could you please move our diva?
So, I think I'm more confident about Romania qualifying than Bulgaria. That's obviously not a slight to Bulgaria. It's just if I'm thinking about the reception to this song, there is interest. It's rising in the odds. I think it may have surpassed Sweden in the odds right now, or it's on par with Sweden. That's how popular it is becoming.
That's nuts.
The fan reception from our review showcases that people love this song. I think that, like Serbia in semi-final 1, this song is bringing a tone and an energy to the semi-final that no other song's going to be doing. And if Alexandra can bring the energy she brought to the to her national selection, I think that this song is not going anywhere. The rock fans are going to vote for this. The ones who want something a little bit more alternative and a bit different to pop are going to vote for this. The ones who respect stage presence are going to vote for this.
Yeah.
The juries, I think if she can hit those operatic notes, if she can like jump around the stage, I can see the juries also really rewarding this. So I'm actually not worried about Romania this year. And that makes me super happy.
I am so excited to see Romania qualify. I think that they're going to be absolutely fantastic. We haven't seen them for the last 2 years, but I'm so excited that they're back and that this is the way that they've chosen to re-enter the competition.
Alexandra, we think you're qualifying. Congratulations.
Congrats, Romania. You are through. Yeah, this is us. That's because
we couldn't just shake it. There we go.
Perfect.
Okay, shall we move on to Luxembourg?
I think we should.
Eva Maria with her song Mother Nature.
What does she know? She knows.
She knows what you did. Mother Nature is that Mother Nature's that meme of the homophobic sausage dog. Mother Nature, are you one of those?
Mother Nature, she does know, and unfortunately, I think Mother Nature, she does know that her chances of qualifying this year are slimmer
than
most.
Slimane.
Slimane. Oh.
I know.
I would like, I think, at this stage, for us to put this one on the borderline.
I agree.
And I think that we can come back to this one shortly.
Can I tell you why this is on the borderline for me and I'm not willing to strike it out just yet?
Yep.
I think this song is getting traction in a way that I've been noticing in the fandoms. I've been seeing a lot of discussion saying this song is qualifying.
It's been doing some pretty decent numbers on streaming too.
It seems generally like people are warming to this song in a way that's gaining momentum.
Well, because I think like once people stopped getting their knickers in a twist about the fact that it sounded like Birdie, which like
that was us.
Yeah, I mean we commented on it.
Be one of the 150 people who watched our Luxembourg review.
But like there were I think at one point she was getting investigative like plagiarism, which I think is
extreme.
nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think once people got over that, like it's not a bad song.
I've always felt this song is very safe.
Yep.
It doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah.
But like even what I'm saying with people warming to the song, the second, third time I've heard this song, the more I like it.
Yeah.
I just think that this song could easily slip into obscurity. I think fourth in the running order is a bit of an iffy spot for it. We didn't really mention that Azerbaijan and Romania are in the quote-unquote death slots. I think that's Azerbaijan could have been anywhere and not qualified. I think Romania is going to help that third place death slot a lot, and it's going to remove some of the... Because I also think... Yeah, anyway.
I think Luxembourg's actually in a pretty tricky spot for qualification.
Okay.
It's coming after the big punch-in-the-face energy of Romania, and then it's coming before Czechia and France.
Yeah.
Both of which I think are big vocal powerhouses that are delivering. But I think once you put it in that little sandwich, I think it's hard for it to stand out.
I agree.
Not to be not noted, though, that Luxembourg and Ukraine are the two countries to never not qualify, which I think is still a bullshit statistic because
I know.
Like Luxembourg's only been there for 2 of them.
Luxembourg doesn't deserve that stat just yet. I'll finish on this very quickly. I think we weren't the biggest supporters of Le Pupin Mon Leçon, and that ended up qualifying, and we actually really turned around with that song by the end of Eurovision. I think this song could actually follow a very similar story to Luxembourg last year, where it comes in, we're not the biggest fans, it becomes a qualifier, and then suddenly it's like, oh, what was it even that bad? So I think it stays on the borderline for now.
So, moving on to Czechia, we've got Daniel Žižka with his song Crossroads.
Okay, yes. So, how do we feel about running order? You said that this is somewhere between Luxembourg and France.
I think that this benefits from being after Luxembourg, and I don't know if I necessarily see France affecting this one's perception too much.
I have a couple of minor concerns.
I would love to hear them.
Czechia is one of our favorites of the year, guys. We absolutely love this song. It's quality, it's moving, it's twink. But
always fun.
I think that there's a couple of, I guess, questions I have in my head. One is like, is it going to be hard? We've gone like Romania into Luxembourg into Czechia. It's like a slow progression of less and less energy.
Yeah.
Would Czechia have been better after Romania, for example, where it could have been high energy and then really good quality?
Yeah.
Because my concern is we're now stepping down 2 notches in energy and then immediately being followed by operatic perfection. And I am slightly concerned that this song may get a bit lost in the sauce.
And Czechia's had a rough past 2 years as well.
In saying that, this song is so far from what we've heard is insanely good quality. So quality will qualify.
If he can,
writing that down.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
If he can vocally deliver this,
that's the other question.
I think that it's a pretty safe qualifier.
Yes. So that's my second question is we, at the time of recording, have not heard a full live version of this song.
We also have not seen any concepts, etc., for what the staging will look like.
I've heard mirrors, actually.
Okay, that's fun.
But if we get an example of not being able to hit those last couple of notes, if there's just a slight imperfections, and then France follows through, and I personally think Monroe is going to do it perfectly. I just worry for Czechia. Now, right now, my heart is telling me that Czechia is qualifying because the song is that good, but I don't have it. I'd say it's like if Bulgaria and Romania I'm confident in, I think I'm less confident in Czechia. And I hate saying that because it's probably my favorite song of the bunch so far.
Yes, I completely agree. I am comfortable.
Let's put it,
I want to put it in qualifying, but I want to put it down the bottom of qualifying because this is probably my one that I'm not confident in.
This is so hard too.
Yeah.
This is like a great example of a song that Nick and I are really touched by, really moved by, think it's so beautiful and may have to let go of.
But this is also an example of us trying our best to not bring our own personal views into it and try and be as impartial as we can be. We will never be perfect, but you win some, you lose some.
But let's move on from Czechia to our first automatic qualifier. So they don't have a number in the running order.
No.
They are just sort of number X.
They are number France.
So, yes, we're not getting to Armenia yet. I know you see the flag, but we're going to talk about France very quickly because they're qualifying.
Yes.
So the question with France isn't so much what we think about the song, but what do we think it's going to affect with Czechia and Armenia?
What do we think it's going to do to the people around it?
So this is what I was saying is I have a slight concern that if Czechia is a bit shaky or if it feels a little bit less high production and then France comes in with like a huge absolute thunderclap of a song, which this is,
I think
it
that we
may overshadow Czechia.
Yeah, I think that we have to accept a reality where it seems like Monroe is going to come in and absolutely vocally nail this.
I think, she's in winning contention for a reason.
Yes. So I agree. I think that the main impact it's going to have will be on Czechia and potentially Luxembourg, maybe. But even then, I think predominantly if there's any impact felt in this semi from France, it will be on Czechia.
Yeah, I don't think Armenia is going to be too affected
Armenia is
by this.
too different.
Yeah.
Speaking of Armenia.
Yes, let's move on to number 6 in the running order.
We have Simón with Paloma Rumba.
Yes.
Now, Armenia's coming in fucking hot. They have been on an absolute burner for the last, few years. Across the last 10 years, excluding the year that they did not compete, they are sitting on an 80% qualification rate.
Pretty good.
So they've only missed out twice. Do we think this is the song that's going to miss out for them?
Unsure. So we were... Yeah, I guess, I was under the presumption when this first came out and we did our review of it, I thought this would get a much bigger fan base than it kind of has.
Yeah.
Based on sort of our own viewership for our review of the video, based on the sort of general sentiment that I've been seeing online, the noise isn't as loud towards this song as I thought it would be.
So for me, I thought that this was going to be another one where I think it's similar to Greece, where it's it's either going to be people's top 5 or bottom 5. I thought that this would be similar, but I'll be honest.
It's not been in anyone's top 5.
It's been mostly around the middle.
Yes.
And the bottom half of the middle, just from what I've seen on TikTok and people posting on Instagram of their top 10.
And so I think...
their top 35.
Sure. I think it becomes a concern for me then when a song that should be gaining a lot of buzz isn't. I also think that, if a song... So, that's the attracting point. The attracting point of this is that if a song like Survivor can qualify last year by Parg, this to me is the better song.
I agree.
I know that that's not an objective truth, but if a song like Survivor can qualify, there's no reason this can't. If he delivers the level of choreography that we've seen from him, I think this will be a really exciting performance.
I think the thing that you need to remember is that if you haven't seen our review for Parg last year, you can go watch that too. We notoriously compared his song to Imagine Dragons. You know what people fucking love?
Imagine Dragons.
This
song sounds nothing like Imagine Dragons.
Exactly.
No,
that's where I think that we prefer this, but does a general audience prefer this?
I'm not sure. And I think that Armenia is one of the big question mark countries for me this year because a lot of them you get a pretty good gauge on what people are thinking and feeling. This one I'm not. And I think because of that, I think the only logical place to put Armenia right now is on the borderline.
Oh, hiding slightly behind Luxembourg.
I think, unfortunately, this borderline is going to be quite crowded in the semi-final. But we'll get there because coming in 7th position in the running order, we have Veronica Fusaro with her song Alice. Representing Switzerland. Did I say Switzerland?
You didn't yet. That's
representing Switzerland.
Or maybe you did.
Made in Switzerland.
This song is a hard one.
Yes. Oh my God. This is one of the hardest ones for me to talk about.
Because I really enjoy this song.
Same.
I really like it, but I think that this is another one to me where I'm just not seeing much about it. I think it came a little bit too late in the season for the style of song that it is. I could see this being one that gets quite a bit of love on streaming post the event.
Yes, great point.
But I don't know if I see this one qualifying at this stage.
My preference would be to add this to the borderline queue rather than giving it a non-qualification for now, because I think I could see a world in which Armenia flops and Switzerland really like comes through with that, or vice versa. Like, I just don't think it's... I think on a first pass, this song is dead in the water.
I don't think it's dead in the water either. I think it's a struggle, but I think, let's borderline it and we'll move on.
Much better.
Much better.
Because, Nick, who is in 8th place in the running order?
I would say that a very safe qualifier.
Don't spoil where we're going to put it before you've even said the song name. Everyone's tuning out now.
I would say that a very safe qualifier by the name of Miss Antigoni, with her song Jalla, Jalla, they want Jalla.
They do.
They do be wanting Jalla.
The children yearn for Jalla.
The children yearn for the mines, but they also yearn for Jalla.
Yes, I agree with you. I think this isn't much of a question for me right now. I think fan sentiment is super strong. I think that it is an immediate sort of song.
It's immediate. It's fun.
This song also, to me, harkens back to a bit of a golden era of 2000s, 2010s Eurovision that people really, really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, people who tune into Eurovision go, I want this sort of like quite ethnic sounding cultural music to propel me through, but it has to be poppy too.
To me, this is Helena Paparizou.
Yeah.
This is like Sir Tab. Like, this is like those sorts of songs, and the people that really got behind those songs, where it's like poppy, it's dancey, it's fun, it's energetic, but it's also got that really like cultural element behind it.
Yeah.
I think that this is really harkening back to that, and therefore I see this doing very well.
Yeah, I don't think there's even too much to say about it.
No.
This to me feels like one of the safer qualifiers of the year.
Yep.
I'm not really too worried about her stage presence or her staging.
No.
I think that, you know...
She's been on Love Island, for fuck's sake. She's got stage presence.
She knows
out
how to look good on
Palazzo.
camera. So yeah, I think that like this song is going to be a crowd favorite. I think this is going to be the song that like your friends are going to put as their number one, because they're just going to really love something that feels like a Greek island party.
And also, if nothing else, I genuinely cannot understate the value of her having been on a TV show before, because even friends of ours who don't really know Eurovision at all are just like, is that the chick from Love Island?
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with this one qualifying. So we'll move on very quickly then to our next automatic qualifier, which is last year's winners, Austria.
Yes.
We have Cosmó with his song Tanzschein.
Yes. I think this is a perfect place for this song.
I
think
agree.
that this song is one of the rare instances of an automatic qualifier that is both going to help Cyprus and Latvia.
Yep.
Because I think it is an energy that is entirely different to both of them.
Yep.
I think it keeps the party mood going for the people who like Cyprus.
Yep.
And then Latvia gets to come in and be like a really quiet moment.
Yep.
So I actually think that Austria is being placed very well to, for me, help both Cyprus and Latvia.
Is it going to have any impact on our next entrant, Latvia? En by Atvara. Latvia is a country that struggles.
Oh, God, yeah.
Should they? I don't think that they should.
Well, let's say
a lot of
this.
time.
Let's be very open and honest here. This is a song that should qualify in a fair and just world.
Yeah.
This is a song that I actually think I would have in my qualifying list, just because I think it is a really, really, really good version of... Like, it's an incredibly good slow song.
But she sings it flawlessly.
I think that it is haunting and moving, and it does so much correct. And I think it's in a really good running order.
Yep.
But I'm still not confident about it qualifying.
From what I've seen of fan sentiment online out in the world, I'm reasonably confident that we will not see a qualification for Dear Advara this year.
So... I think it's borderline. You know how I was saying Semi 2 is going to be the battle of the borderlines? It's because I don't think there's many... Like, the reason why I was quite confident in giving songs like qualifying and non-qualifying in semi-final 1 is because you could feel
it
like
was pretty clear.
They drew a line in the sand.
Yeah.
Whereas this semi-final is full of songs that I think,
Yeah.
like, it's just what makes this semi-final incredibly difficult to predict is that a lot of the songs that are going to sit on the borderline could all feasibly qualify, but then if they didn't qualify, you wouldn't be shocked at it. It really depends on just what happens on the day.
Honestly, a lot of these songs that are going to be on this borderline needed to do to qualify is be in the second half of semi-final 1.
Literally.
Absolutely.
If Latvia was... Yeah. You have absolutely nailed that. I think that Switzerland, Latvia, and Armenia in the second half of semi-final 1... Suddenly, I think it's a much more confident story.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that means that Latvia, after sending through one of our favorite songs from last year, after sending through 2 qualifications in a row, I think they're unfortunately back in that borderline discussion, and I hate it. I hate it. Latvia has become one of my favorite kind of countries in Eurovision. Supernova is incredible.
Because we also have to look at Latvia's qualification streak. Their last 2 qualifications make up 2 of the 4 qualifications that they've had in the last 10 years. We will leave that on the borderline for now and move on to... Sorry, Callum, I'm going to spoil it again, but I think a very confident qualifier.
I'm not going to let you introduce these now because you are just spoiling them.
In Denmark, we have got Søren with his song Fadriga, 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 him. Callum,
Denmark, I think it's the number 1 of the songs this year.
Move the boy.
I'm moving the others down, not because I think the chances are less. I just am trying to make room for this to make it look aesthetic, so don't at me. But I do think, unfortunately, of all the songs competing in this semi-final, Denmark is pretty much number 1.
Denmark is that girl.
She is that girl. Which is crazy to think about because it's fucking Denmark. And if you know Denmark at Eurovision, you know exactly why that is so relevant.
1 qualification of the last 5, who then went on to receive, I think, 3.2. Our beloved Sissal.
Yeah, we loved her.
But their only qualification of the last 5.
Yes.
So.
Yes, their only qualification in the entire 2020s.
Yeah, it is so exciting to see them come back with a song that could win the whole damn thing.
And DMGP being maybe one of the best national selections of the year, which is crazy to think about. Denmark is coming through. They're eyeing up the win this year, and I think they are the strongest country in the semi-final. And if Søren brings that level of performance that he brought to DMGP, this song is going to get people voting immensely. Like the energy, the vocal performance, the staging, it's all there. This is a package that is going to shine on the Eurovision stage, and I think Denmark has nothing to worry about this year.
I completely agree.
And I've got to say, what a bloody 1-2 punch of entries, because we are going...
Fucking oi oi! We are moving on, Callum, to Australia.
Delta Goodrum with her song Eclipse. Yes, guys, we are not British. We're Australian. Most of you know that, but weird people come in and call us Brits, and I'm like, don't
lump me with that.
Yeah, educate your accents.
Although technically I am a British citizen.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
A British citizen who's never been to the UK.
Exactly, but...
We're not here to talk about our colonizers. We're here to talk about Australia. I have trauma. And I think part of my issue is that we are going to have a natural bias towards Australian artists, like the sounds coming out of Australian music. We're going to be very familiar with them. We're going to make assumptions that, this is what we listen to, or this is like, we know a Gojo. We know someone like Delta. So therefore, you almost make the assumption that it's fine. And then suddenly, they don't qualify. So Nick, I need you to talk me out of my trauma.
Callum.
Yes.
Callum, this is a safe space.
Yes.
Callum, this is such a safe space.
Yes.
I do not share this trauma. Chin up, son. Purely because, and this is absolutely no hate and shame to Gojo, his performance was very rough.
Yeah.
In a way that I can categorically guarantee that Delta's will not be.
And Gojo's song from the get-go was a lot more like Marmite, Vegemite. In that a lot of people didn't resonate with the song. Where they feel like this song's a lot safer.
Exactly. It was a little bit horny. It was a little bit tongue-in-cheek. Whereas this song is like straight down the barrel, pop, straight from 2008. Love you, Delta. I think that this is going to be absolutely fine. We know that the performance that she's going to put on is going to be absolutely
She's
flawless.
been performing in a bunch of the Eurovision parties already, and the videos coming out of them show that she is singing the song fine already.
Yeah, she's like... We do not need to have those same worries. I am confident in a Delta Goodrem qualification, and may her name rest forever in the annals of Australian Eurovision history and break our NQ streak.
2-year NQ streak, I think, will be broken with Delta this year, and I think she will do quite well. People are predicting her to maybe even take out the whole jury, and because juries are back in the semi-finals, I think that also means that Delta might get a huge score. But we'll have to wait and see. So, Nick, 12th spot. Do you want to introduce them?
Laleka with her song Rydnym. Performing for Ukraine, Notorious Never NQ.
And I think this is another... I think it's another easy cue.
I think that this is... I'm not as confident in it as you, but I still am pretty firmly predicting a qualification for this song.
So here's my opinion. I think that Ukraine potentially makes the case for Latvia a bit harder. Not because I think two beautiful, like, enchanting songs shouldn't be in Eurovision. Obviously, they should be in the final, I should say. But because Ukraine's coming later in their slot.
Yep.
We're going to have had... we're having Denmark and Australia come immediately after Latvia, too.
Yep.
I do just think that what Ukraine's going to bring... she performed recently with like a live orchestra. It sounded incredible and lush and beautiful. I think that her voice is only getting better when she performs.
Yep.
And I think that people are going to be really moved by how beautiful this song and its message is really beautiful too. So I think that if we're talking just beauty and like shine, I think this song is really competitive this year. But would love to get your thoughts too.
No, I think you're right. Like I see this as being a qualifier. I don't think it's going to be the world's most comfortable qualifier, but I definitely think that there is like qualification in this song's future.
I think she's sitting up here.
She sings it flawlessly. Like the song is beautiful, and I also think that it's like quite easy to get into. In a way that I find that like Ena is maybe a little bit more sad and haunting, whereas this kind of has like an uplifting spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, for me, I see the biggest competition for this one being Luxembourg, because I think that they're a similar sort of energy of it's like a vocals.
That's fine, but they're also so far apart in the semi-finals that I don't think they're hurting each other.
I completely agree, but I think that the trouble is that when you add Luxembourg and Ukraine into the mix and Latvia, you've then just got like people will, I'd say, vote for one, maybe two of the three.
Yep.
So after Ukraine, we have our final automatic qualifier. We've got AQ. We've got the United Kingdom,
where we're from, apparently.
Yeah. We've got 1, 2, 3 by Look Mum No Computer.
Yes.
Now, as we said before, we're not talking about qualification because he's qualifying.
Yep.
We are talking about will it have an impact on the songs around it. Callum, I don't think so.
No. This might be a very quick one because I think that Albania and Ukraine are so sonically different.
Yeah.
I think this is a rare instance where it probably benefits a bit. I think that the United Kingdom, let's face it, we're having until the closer, we're having a couple of slower songs. You know, I know Australia's not a slow song, but we're having kind of less of the bonkers pop. We're going more into slightly more contemporary music. I think that the UK is going to be the adrenaline shot, and that's going to be really good. And I think that's going to help Ukraine even more. Yep. And I think it will help Albania.
Yep. I don't really see this having too much impact on anyone around it. I think, like you said, it's like so sonically different that I think it's not competing with anything in the entirety of the competition, much less in this back half of the semi-final. So,
cool. Well, let's move on. I think the next two songs are in a very odd place in the running order because they are potentially going to fight each other. But we'll start with Albania, Alice with Nan. This song has grown the more and more I listen to it.
I love this song.
I love this song more and more every time I hear it. Yeah. However,
it's been out for a long time.
I don't think that's a problem because, again, 90% of people are going to... All of these songs are the same to a normal Eurovision watcher.
Yes.
I think the issue I have with this song is more about the song that it's paired with coming next.
Yep.
And it's, again, genre-wise, they are not similar. But I think that you've got these two more male-centered vocalists singing mid to lower tempo songs back to back. I worry that...
They gonna eat each other's nachos.
I'd love to live in a world where we see both Albania and the next country qualify. I'm concerned that this is not going to go that way.
Yeah. I think we're getting one of them.
I think getting one of them.
If you want my hot take.
I would want it to be Albania of the two.
Yep.
I don't want to talk too much about Malta just yet, but I would say that unfortunately it means right now Albania has to stay kind of in this place of indecision because sadly it's just where it has to sit right now.
And I think let's move Malta down there now as well, and then we will discuss.
So Aiden with Bella representing Malta coming immediately after Albania. So to Nick's point, we're just going to have to move Malta into the borderline. And you can see, guys, why we're saying this is such a weird semi-final because I don't think there's many guaranteed NQs.
No.
But I think there's a hell of a lot of countries that could easily NQ or easily queue. I think this is just repeating the same points, but do you want to kind of comment a bit on Aiden's song specifically and the kind of concerns?
So I think that Aiden's biggest strength is that we've seen such an incredible staging package from him. It seems like he's going and doing the rounds. He is now the first Eurovision artist to come pitch before Eurovision to Australia.
Yeah.
So welcome down under. Thank you for coming. Which obviously, as he's going for the points from the Australian public who are allowed to vote in this one.
I'm giving you points, Aiden, for coming down under.
But yeah, I think it's going to be tricky because both songs, and I think that I'm probably going to talk about Albania and Malta together.
That's the trouble is I think we have to really discuss Albania and Malta together. Not because, I just want to make this clear if you're a fan of either one, we don't think the songs are these interchangeable songs.
But they are competing for the same demographic of points.
And they've been put back to back. And from a running order perspective, it's not a great idea to put two songs like this back to back.
No.
It just isn't. It would be like if you had Luxembourg, Ukraine, and Latvia all in a row. That would not do well for any of them.
No.
And it's this mutually assured destruction of of having Albania and Malta next to each other that I don't like.
Absolutely. If I had to pick one over the other, I think I would probably pick Albania.
I think, we'll do our second pass. I think we could talk about that just then. I think, give me a point for Malta.
So, again, I think Malta's biggest asset is that he performs it well.
Yeah.
He's very, he's engaging to watch. I love this whole, sexy cowboy aesthetic that he's got going on.
I want to be a cowboy, baby.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
But I just don't know if it's 100% enough. I think that we really saw the support for Malta really crest at the start of the season, but I've seen that support really dive off a lot since then. Albania sort of similarly, but I think I've seen more of the sentiment stick around.
I think Albania's song is more sticking power to it.
Yeah.
Does that translate to a viewer watching for the first time? Does the song with more sticking power already make more of an impact?
And that's your trouble, isn't it? Because I would say of the two, unfortunately, Albania, Elisa's stage presence... Worse.
Well, at least the staging is worse. The Rose Tornado is super memorable, and I think that gives it massive points.
And that's all you need in a semi-final, and a final, but particularly in a semi-final, all you need to qualify is to be remembered.
Yeah.
I just worry that, at least with the glasses, it's just a little bit too cool. It's a little bit too disinterested.
That's what I think you're working off the assumption that Elise is bringing that exact thing to Eurovision.
Well, I think the thing is that I've seen other performances of him and he's bringing the same Matrix look to everything.
I don't mind the Matrix look, but I think that there could be more. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more dynamism. But
see, I am worried about the Matrix look because I think you cover the eyes. The eyes are the lips of the windows of the house. If you can't see his eyes, he looks disinterested.
That's
he looks
fair.
disengaged.
I don't know if I fully agree with that, but again, I think...
Let's fight. Okie dokie, Callum. So after all of that, we come to our final song, which is Norway. We have Jonaslav with his song. Do we think it's qualifying?
You're going to hate me.
Okay.
She's another Borderline song, guys.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Callum.
1, 2,
have a
3,
backbone.
4, 5, 6. That's 7 Borderline songs. I don't think any of these songs are guaranteed
No.
NQs.
Azerbaijan is lonely.
Well,
we have to give it some friends.
We'll be giving them friends soon. Don't you
Yeah.
worry. This song, Norway, is cheeky.
Yep.
Because Norway, the last 2 years, has given us really weak national selections.
Yep.
But has had the winner be not just so obviously the winner of the national selection in the quality and the style of the performance, but something that is now genuinely in my head qualifying.
Okay.
It's a great closing to semi-final 2.
Yeah.
I think it encapsulates a genre that's a bit less of like the sort of dark, heavy rock, but it's still very rock adjacent. If you're a fan of Zitia Borni, I think I could see you liking this, though Zitia Borni is a lot more rough around the edges.
Yeah.
But I think that Jonas has already shown just how like magnetic he is on stage in that national final. I think if he brings that bravado to Eurovision, I think people will pick up the phone for this. However, it's not a guarantee. I think for all those positives, I think that are people going to just not vibe with this. What you don't agree? You think it's a guaranteed NQ in your head?
I don't think it's a guaranteed NQ because we also have to look at the fact that of the last 10 years, Norway has not qualified once.
Yeah, I know. Icebreaker. Rip.
Yeah. So there is precedent there. I am going down my conspiratorial little footpath here, so you'll have to join me on this little journey. I see this song not qualifying. I don't think that this will get support from the bubble, and I think that this is a relatively, like, it's fun, but I think it's, like, not the most memorable of closes. I think that there's better, like, for the people that want the poppy side of it, there's better pop. For people that want the rocky side of it, there's better rock.
I think they should have closed with Australia.
I actually agree with you.
Yeah.
Because I could see it being a different story if he was a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But I just don't see this one getting the love because I think that people are going to be, like, especially within the bubble, I think we're bored of Norway qualifying when it feels like they're not putting their best foot forward for the last couple of years.
And then poor Ulvaham qualify with a really good song and get nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Which was nonsense. But
So, look,
you can put it on the borderline.
We're in disagreement, and there's going to have to be a healthy debate about that because I think it's qualifying. You don't think it's qualifying. We're going to have to talk about that.
Hash it out.
Let's now do our second pass. Okay, I cleaned up the scoreboard. We now have to do a second pass. This is unprecedented, guys. We have done this. We did this in 2025, and I would say we did it without a lot of issue.
Yep.
We did it for the last semi-final. We really only had to choose between 2 songs.
Yep.
We have a staggering 7 songs that we are saying are borderline.
Yeah.
And I knew this going in.
Yeah.
That the problem I have with this semi-final, maybe it's a positive because it makes it super unpredictable, is that there's a lot of songs that I don't think are dead in the water. I think all 7 of these songs can
have
qualify.
a potential to qualify.
But I also think all 7 of these songs could slip through the cracks.
So, I'm going to open with the first volley.
So give me your first Q or NQ. What are you going to give me?
I'm going to give you my first cue.
Okay.
And it's Armenia.
Interesting. Okay.
I think that the bombasticity, TM, that's my phrase, you can't use it.
Yeah.
The bombasticity that he is bringing, I think will go down well.
Okay.
I think that if you, like, as we talked about before, the only thing that you need to do is be remembered to qualify in a semi-final.
Yeah.
People are going to remember this.
Okay, what number are they? Are they first or second half?
They are first half.
And how many guaranteed Qs do we have in this first half?
We have
Bulgaria, Romania.
Bulgaria,
Czech Republic,
Romania, Czechia, and then that's it.
Okay, so then because of that, I will agree with you. I think that because this is a pretty split, like I think I could see a song like Armenia fitting in this. It feels a bit different. It feels a bit high energy.
Yep.
Okay, I'm struggling here.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one, but you're not going to agree.
Okay.
I think Norway is qualifying. I'm happy to leave it for another. I'm happy to leave it, but I just think that
The problem is that I don't disagree with you.
the reason I think Norway's qualifying from this group, guys, is I think that Malta and Albania are going to have to be a discussion, and I think that Latvia is a discussion. Switzerland's a bit Luxembourg, I'm unsure about, but I think of those 6 that I see in the row, I think that Norway shifts up to here. I think
it is the most easily digestible.
It's very easily digestible. It's closing out the show. It's sort of got this like rock sensibility to it. If Jonas improves his MGP performance even a little bit,
Yep.
I think you're going to get a lot of fans for this.
I don't disagree
I
with you.
could be wrong though, and I think it's really important to say, guys, when we're sorting out these songs, these are not us confirming that they're definitely qualifying.
Yeah.
These songs could not qualify.
We are going to categorically be wrong about at least one,
Okay.
if not multiple songs of this.
Let's give a friend to the NQ list. What are we thinking?
Switzerland. I'm sorry. I just don't see it for them.
Yeah, we only have one song left to put in the qualify, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's awful. I think, yeah. Oh no. Okay.
And I'm going to make it easy for you as well. I would suggest that you drag Latvia down there as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. We love
both of these songs.
We love both of these songs. I just don't think that they've got the push behind them this year to get across the line.
Okay, so then my question for you is, let's leave the Albania and Malta fight to the end. If we think it's going to be one of Albania or Malta, then we're inferring that Luxembourg isn't qualified.
And that is exactly what I would like to infer.
Okay. Considering how difficult these last 3 are to talk about, and we were struggling with Luxembourg to begin with,
Yeah.
I do agree with you.
That's the one. Can you put Luxembourg up the top here?
This is going to sound so random, but they're both first semi-final. I think Armenia and Luxembourg could swap. Not because they're similar in any way.
Would you like to swap them?
No. I think that Armenia's song is more competitive if performed well, but I think Luxembourg's song is safer and could really appeal to an audience of like the same audience that we don't necessarily understand all the time, but gets through. It's like people like this music, and I think Armenia could be too.
Yeah. Because also, I think that we look back at semi-final 1, you got Greece, you got Moldova, you got Finland. I think you've got a lot of bombasticity.
Do we swap Armenia and Luxembourg then?
No. I think for exactly that reason is that I look at semi-final 1, and based on our predictions that we did, which you can go back and have a look at if you would like to, we predicted that Moldova and Finland and Greece would all go through. This final
only has one.
Very much lacking in bombasticity.
I'd say Bulgaria and Armenia are the bombasticity.
Exactly, but that's exactly why I think Armenia should stay where it is.
We now are down to the final 2. And it actually devastates me to have Albania and Malta be both borderline, because I think they both really deserve the grand final spot. I'm going to say of the 2, Albania's qualifying.
I was going to say Albania as well.
I feel like, I don't know why, I feel generally like I'm betraying something. I think because you think back to our review when we had all the songs at our disposal to think of. We're like, this song's obviously qualifying. And then we sit here realizing at the 11th hour, actually, the qualification chance is not there. Also, guys, we've purposely not consumed a lot of the betting odds about who will qualify. Just to keep this as fresh as possible.
As pure.
I have to agree with you. I hate that we put 3 men through. I really do. That's not fair.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
I could see Norway and Malta swapping.
I could see,
because if you want my personal hopes for what is going to happen, Malta and Norway will swap. But outside of that, I feel that what we've put through for qualifying aligns with pretty much what I would want. Personally to qualify.
I live in a world where I would like to see Norway not qualify. I live in a world where I'd even like to see maybe Armenia not qualify. Okay. And I would love to see Switzerland, Latvia, Malta, 2 of those 3 go through.
So I disagree on Switzerland, just because I just don't think it's a song that's competitive for Eurovision.
I would love to see
me
as a fan.
Zoe me.
Anyway, guys, that brings us to the end of our semi-final 2 predictions at this point. And this is genuinely, I don't think I personally don't think
we've got something wrong here.
I think we've got lots of...
I think we've got multiple things wrong.
I wouldn't be surprised if we've only gotten 6 of the 10.
Honestly, this could go
I don't feel confident.
anyway.
But what we're saying, backed by fact and expertise,
this is sort of what the vibe was.
I shuffled it to look even, and now I can't remember the order.
Yeah.
But we have Romania, Denmark, Australia, Ukraine, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Czechia, Armenia, Norway, and Albania as the countries that we are saying are qualifying from semi-final 2.
Which means, unfortunately, we must say a very loving goodbye, well, for most of them, to Azerbaijan, Switzerland, Latvia, Luxembourg, and the one that breaks my heart the most, I think, Malta.
I think Latvia breaks my heart the most.
That is the wrong opinion.
Okay, say that to the Latvian fans out there. There's a lot of them.
There is a lot of them.
Okay, guys, it's been a long episode.
Yeah.
But I think the reason...
Callum is going to have to cut the living shit out of this episode.
I think the reason this episode has gone so much longer, as you've seen, the borderlines this semi-final...
There was a lot more discussion to be had.
I still am not 100% happy with this list, but at the same time, I think just going off of pure just getting into the mind of just a voter, I think this feels like what they would vote for.
Yeah.
But like, this is generally one of those things, like, anything could happen in the semi-final. This could be a complete upset.
Exactly.
And you'll have to wait and see, guys.
Exactly. I guess we will just have to wait and see what happens in semi-final 2, but we would like to say thank you so much for joining us today while we had our emotional crises over it. If you are having an emotional...
What the fuck?
Emotional.
And they say we're British. Emotional.
If you are having an emotional crisis of your own, well, this channel is the perfect place for you to vent that out in a loving and respectful way. Please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the content that we make, and get down in the comments. Let us know what your qualifiers and not qualifiers are. I think that this will be the one where we will see the most people having different opinions. So I'm so excited to see what they are.
Yeah. Thanks so much, guys, for watching.
We will see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.
Baby.